Welcome back. Today we looked through our TikTok comments to figure out what's wrong with this truck and see if you guys know more than I do, which is probably true. Let's figure this out. So starting it off, battery was dead, so we have this battery boilinator that we're going to put on this old battery from May of 21. Isn't that bad? Let's see if we can get some juice in there, and let's work on the rest of this stuff. Another thing a lot of you guys did point out was the fact that, I know you're waiting for this, the fucking flux capacitor was broken, or that it needs replaced, but as you can tell, that's where the flux capacitor goes, and it's not there. Try ordering it. O'Reilly's, they have it out on back order. They said they're not gonna have it until the late 80s, so we're gonna have to wait for that. Next, let's check the floats and needle and seat, because I'm not about to smack it with a hammer yet, but I'm getting really close. Alright, so one of the things that I like about these older cars is that you can just straight up sit inside of the fucking engine bay. Ugh. Oh man. Oh, my hip. Okay. If you're over 30, don't do that. But 5/8, oldest screwdriver I can find. Let's crack this thing open, see what we've got. And hey, you guys were right. They were stuck. That shit was way stuck. But now, let's see if you guys can see that. It looks like it's good. So put that back. Let's check the back one. Because if one's fucked up, I'm sure the other one was. Oh man, that O-ring's fucking... Oh no, this one's fine. It's good. It was just the front one. Okay. So we're looking down the barrel over here, and we can see that since we already fixed this part, we ran through this thing and it was stuck. So now you can see that as soon as so you can see down there, you can see the main squirter, and as soon as I hit this, look, you can see that it's not giving us any fuel. And that is because what a few other of you guys mentioned is that it's fucked up down here. Let me get you guys in there better. Okay, so the way that this thing works is a bunch of cams and shit over here. Right? Throttle goes. Once you feed her the onions, you'll pull this piece back right here. As this part pulls back, it goes across this little cam lobe right here, which picks up this thing, and as that picks it up, pushes this lever down, and when it does that, activates this spring, which does this, and when this pushes in, there's a little diaphragm inside of here that once this is pushed in, this pushes the fuel up from here into the rest of it. So what we have right now is probably a ripped accelerator diaphragm. So let's open that up and see if that's the case. I have to take the carburetor completely off. So I already disconnected everything, so let's get this thing off carefully. Oh, actually I didn't take everything off, of course. Let's see. Alright, let's open this up, see what we got. So, to get to that valve, flip it over, and dump all the fuel out of it. Fuck, man. Gas ain't cheap either. Fuck. Alright, well, let me pour it in the jug. Hold on. The thing about having this is I can just pour this shit right into the fuel tank. And it's empty. Of course it is. Alright, well, fuck it. Alright, back to what we were doing. After making a gigantic mess, we got to take these screws off so we can get to the accelerator diaphragm. So I know a few of you guys did mention that this part was fucked up. Because because of how it is. And let's find out. It looks fucking dry as shit. Oh yeah. This thing is not. This thing's less flexible than my knees. So, well, I mean, it's not ripped. See if it has a hole in it. I honestly don't see a hole in this thing. So, maybe it still works. Or did I have it upside down? Let me check. Hold on. Okay, so I'm not going to review the footage because you guys will probably tell me in the comments. I think this was this way and it's supposed to be this way, which makes more sense because there's a spring inside of it and it should be bouncy, you know? So I think this thing wasn't broken, just that I'm an idiot and I put it backwards. Hopefully that's it. Let's put this thing back together and see if that's it. Alright, so now it seems to work a whole lot better. So maybe we're in business. Maybe you guys were right. Now let's check the transfer slots since this thing's upside down anyway. Alright, so to get to the transfer slots, you look at the carburetor from the front, at least on this Street Warrior Holly. You look at the front and then it's upside down and it's these little things right in there. So the screwdriver, so this right here, a little slit, and this one right here, they should be a square. It should be a lot more closed than that. But before you start making adjustments right there, look over here on this side where your choke is, and you see this little red lever. Make sure you press that lever all the way, because if you don't, you're going to start adjusting it and it's not going to actually need it. So if you see, now they're pretty much little squares. So I didn't need to adjust it, but if I didn't pull this little thing, I would have still adjusted it and fucked it up more than it probably already is. So let's put this thing back on and see what's next. Okay, so we got the carburetor back where it's supposed to be, and I know a few of you guys are going to be like, well, it belongs in the trash, but I don't have money to buy another one, so this is where it's going to go right now. Why did I pick a Holly? Because I watched Roadkill a million times, and David Freiberger and all them swear by Hollies, and they give really good tutorials on how to work on them. So fuck it, I just decided to go with the Holly, and here we are. So next we gotta check the timing. So let's make sure this thing is on top dead center, and to do that I have a pretty cool tool that I have over here. So let me show you guys. So let me introduce you to this, which is not a compression tester. This, I mean, everybody has a different name for it. I always just call them a whistle gauge because it's a gauge that whistles. But so you turn the motor over, the engine, and once it gets to top dead center, it's gonna push out air. That's why usually you put your finger on it. But this one whistles. So first thing you gotta do, take out the number one spark plug, which is this one. And no, it's not hand to, oh fuck. Whoa, that's not that bad. All right, that's fine. We'll just pretend we didn't see that. So you take the number 1 out, and then screw this little guy back on here. Once you have it on there, once you turn the engine over, it should whistle. So let's do that. Okay, so once you find your 5/8, and you put it on the crank bolt, make it like you're tightening it, and just keep going until you hear a whistle. Now that we turn the crank bolt, and you hear this, pull it closer, hear this, it means you're at top dead center-ish. I already have a mark down there, and it's showing that it's at top dead center already. So, yes, I'm using a torque wrench because I'm broke. Lay off. So let's check where the distributor is at. All right, so now we're gonna check the distributor, and once we open it, the rotor should be facing this direction towards the number 1, and it is pointing to the number 1. Oh, okay. So opened it, rotor is facing the right direction, so it's not 180 out like a few of you guys thought. So let's check the, well, it should be timed then, right? It should be pretty close. Alright, what should we check next? I know the starter's fucked up. That thing's beat, and I mean, the wiring under here is less than desirable, but you know, for now it'll work. But I'm really not liking this fucking household wire nut back here, but we'll get to that later. You know, we need to start this thing first. So it should be pretty close to top dead center. The battery's charging. We fixed the float issue. Everything should be connected where it's supposed to be. I guess timing, that's probably what I think. So let's put that spark plug back in and let's see what we did. Alright, so let's move all these tools out of the way before I lose half of them into the abyss. And already hooked up my Vice Grip Garage Special Lone Wolf 6000. So I'll be here to watch the fuel fountain because I missed it last time. Let me open the key and feed her some onions. See what we can do. Alright, so let's see what we got. Make sure there's nothing in the way over here. Give it a few little pumps. And let's see. Okay! You guys are right. Let's see. One more. Let's give it a little bit of persuasion. I'm gonna kick this thing on. Oh, that's a lot of fuel back there. Let's try it again. No, that's not right. Let's pull this one out. Alright, so it did want to start, but what was happening is fuel was coming out back here this time. So instead of having the fountain in the front, we kind of changed its position to the back. So I opened this to check the needle and see it was fucked up. And check this out. There's no fucking needle. What the hell? Well, that explains that. Alright, so after making a mess, let's take this off and find the needle to the carburetor, because it came off. What the fuck? Come on, what the heck? Ah, there we go. And there it is, along with a bunch of crap. Nice. Alright, so let's put this back. But then it just falls right out. Am I missing something? Let me check the other one. Hold on. So I checked the other one and it seemed the same, but this one it would have just kept falling out. So I used my needle and seat adjuster to fix that, and by that I mean this, by squishing it together so now it stays. Probably gonna have to buy another one later, but for now, let's see if this works. Let's try this again. Can I hit it hard enough for I'm a fucking idiot. Let me go turn the key on and let's try this again. Come on. Well, it runs, but we still have a needle and seat issue. But let's see if it starts again. Yeah, with the price of gas right now, I'm not gonna do that again. All right, so starts, sort of. Still have a weird geyser out of the back. Starter's still jacked up. So that's all I'm gonna do for now. But I'm gonna order new needles and seats and see about starter shims, and then next time we'll see if that works. But all in all, for TikTok comments, thanks. You guys, that was unexpected. You guys were right. That was cool. So yeah, if you want to keep following this along, we do have this YouTube, we have the Instagram, we have TikTok. I'll put all the links below. You can give us a follow, like, subscribe, and everything, and tune in next time to see if we fix the geysers out of the carburetors. See you next time.